And so how did you react when you learned that Don Meissner, host of Rod and Reel Streamside, the show seen on PBS nationally across the country, how did you react when you learned that he was using the flying lure?
I said, wow. I said, this is the dream. I knew I finally had something.
I was up in the Adirondack Mountains, and we were doing a show in a little bitty lake that I knew had some good bass, and I was fishing with a guy that was a super bass fisherman named Bob Bruce. He'd come a long ways up to fish with me, and we didn't catch anything. And I looked in my tackle box, and I saw the flying lure, and I thought, gosh, it's worth a try. I mean, we're really bumming out today. So I put it on, and I'll bet you I didn't cast 4 or 5 times, and bam.
There he is. There we go. There.
Ooh. And Bob was getting bugged. He normally outfishes everybody. And it was a flying lure.
That's a nice one.
He kept fishing with some of the other lures that he had just to see, and it was like 10 to 1, the flying lure. And it blew my mind. And I'd never seen anything like it, but I thought maybe this is a fluke. So about a week or 2 later, I was fishing another lake.
I have got the biggest bass that I probably have ever... There he is.
Well, this bass come out of the water, and it is the biggest smallmouth I've ever set my eyes on.
This is a big, 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 big bass.
Let me get on this side of you.
Why?
How come you're netting that fish, Louie?
This is the big one. We don't want you to lose it.
Look at the size of that fish, Lou.
That is
Man.
the nicest smallmouth I've ever seen, Don.
Is it?
Oh.
Wow.
I think that...
That is a huge fish. Look how fat he is.
Man. Now, don't lose him, Don. Louie, get
Don,
that...
hang on
Get that net out.
Well, get him up here. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. You go Don Meissner style. Wait, I'll get him.
Look.
Wow.
Whoa. Look at that bass, Louie Barkley.
I'll even take your hook out for you.
Have you ever seen a bass like that?
Not a smallmouth. I would say it was a good 6.5, 7 pound smallmouth, which you never see. You very seldom ever see. And that really sold me on that lure. That really sold me on the lure.
I looked at him and saw that flying lure, and I was sold. That to me made the difference.
We even caught these great big giant perch, and I thought, man, if I discovered something here. But I had the chance to go to the Niagara River. What I wanted to do is show folks that they could come there with minnows and catch these fish, because everybody can use a minnow. Well, we went out there, and there were about 30 boats out there fishing this bar, and the fish quit hitting. And I thought, will this thing work again? So I put on the flying lure. I'll bet you we didn't go 50 feet, and I caught a fish.
There's a fish.
There's a fish,
Yep. There's a fish.
There's a fish.
And I am using a new lure. Well, I'll show you it after I catch this. I'm not going to say another word. There he comes.
Big lake trout. Beautiful. Nice fish. Look at that fish.
All right. The guy I was with, Jeff Tedesco, who's a great guide down there, one of the most famous in the Niagara River area. It really blew his mind.
We fished probably an hour or so out there, and we got like 14 fish or something, and he probably outfished me 2 to 1.
That was the beginning, the real beginning, because no longer was it a fluke. It was something special.
Wow. That baby really inhaled that bait. Come on. Come on.
It's got to the point now.
Get him around your pole on this
that
side.
every time I go out and the fish don't hit, if I'm using anything, whether I'm trolling, whether I'm casting a hard bait, or anything, I'm drawn to the rod with the flying lure.